So finally, after all of the house flips that we have done here in Arizona, our first actual challenge. And I'm gonna have Nick take it away. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced anything like this. This is why we're making this video. And if you have, please, we would love some tips based off of your experience, and you can share that down in the comment section, and or feel free to message us on Instagram, which is of course linked down below.
So we purchased this property about a week and a half ago. We got this lead about a month ago from social media. It started off as any normal lead that we get. And one thing that was noted is there were and still are people living at the property, and we got it at a price point that made sense to us. So we're actually dealing with the process right now of getting these people that are living at the property evicted. And it's a lot more than what we anticipated. We have never experienced anything like this before in terms of an eviction, and a forced eviction is what it's going to end up having to be. We have lawyers and everything like that, so I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit more about the details.
And again, Nick and I've been very open with all the different house flips that we've shared on YouTube and on social media, right? Our successes, some of our challenges, and let's be honest, right? This obstacle or this challenge that we're now experiencing today is something that was long overdue. I'm not surprised about it, and that's why we're here to share it on YouTube, right? We like to share both, not just the good, but of course the bad. But I also think YouTube is a great outlet to be able to also learn from other people's experience. So this is why, again, I wanted to make this video and try to see if any of you guys have ever purchased a property with the intention to either flip and or renovate and then turn it into a rental, whatever the case might be. We purchased this property with the idea that the people that were living there didn't have a lease in place, right? We knew that the individual that was living there had a criminal background. So we knew that it was going to be somewhat challenging. The idea of the eviction was something that we already had in place. But when we began to learn a little bit more about the details of how, I would say, creative this individual is willing to be when it comes down to forging specific documents and making it seem like he's supposed to be living there. I think it's made very clear based off of his police record, the way that he carries himself and how he converses with the previous owners. I wanted to ask for any form of assistance. We went ahead and just hired a lawyer because it seemed like the easiest solution. But sometimes, based off of other people's experience, there's more effective solutions. So we're hiring a lawyer to kind of take on this entire ordeal to get this individual that has a fake lease agreement that's at this point literally trespassing. And we've tried. A lot of comments when I posted this on Instagram was like, well, offer cash for keys. The concept of that is we acquire a property, right? Like we buy a property and there's people in there. And if these people aren't willing to leave, that we offer them money and effort for them to leave. Even though I hate the idea that I would have to pay for someone that's not even supposed to be there to pay for them to get out, we offered it and with open arms. We made a very attractive offer for these specific individuals, and they rejected they didn't even accept the letter, and then we sent out a message and they weren't even willing to really talk about that. So there is no back and forth of negotiating with this individual at this point. We've seen numerous messages between this individual and the previous owner and how aggressive he can be and how aggressive he's willing to be. So it's not in Nick's and myself's best interest to try to compete with this individual when we know that we have our set things in place where it really just comes down to what I think is taking him to court. It's unfortunate because we could have offered him money in effort to leave in a timely manner, and he could have walked away with some money in his pocket. But now we're gonna have to that same dollar amount, maybe even more, give it to now the lawyer who's going to be making all of the money, and then he's going to be left with nothing. It's just it's such, in my opinion, and just based off of like what we've experienced before, it's such a troubling experience, and it's being made to be so difficult when it definitely doesn't have to be. We talk about this all the time. It's like it's the simple things in life that people tend to overcomplicate, and this is no exception. So I'm happy that I have YouTube as a platform where I can share this with all of you, and I hope that you guys appreciate it. If there's anything that you guys would like us to document. If there's anything that you guys would like us to share in detail, especially for aspiring either real estate investors or real estate agents, we'd love to. Just comment that down below. If you've ever experienced this yourself, or you have maybe tips or suggestions or someone that you would like to refer, please, I encourage you, comment down below, or even better, message us on Instagram. And again, that's going to be linked in the description. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lesson learned for us. There's a few steps that I think we could have been proactive with. If we had dealt with this before, we should have got more stuff in writing prior to purchasing the property. Because now the next steps for us is literally taking them to court, which is going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. We have to get the previous owner to testify as well, stating that what they had told us was true, that there was no lease in place, because as Ricky said, there is a lease that we were told was a forged lease. So we're going to have to get this owner to testify on our behalf. And it's just going to be an entire process that is going to cost thousands of dollars and weeks of everyone's time, to be honest.
It's literally a waste of time and a waste of money when we could have paid someone for a property that we legally purchased, right? And we could have paid for them to peacefully and in a timely manner get them out. But now they're going to walk away with nothing. We now have to throw away money, and it's the lawyer that walks away with thousands of dollars. And the lawyer that we're actually working with was pretty straight up of like, it sucks that this is what it has to be, but unfortunately that's kind of like the world we live in today. So again, if you guys have any suggestions, please comment those down below. If you guys want to connect, especially, right? We're always looking for new deals, and we're always looking to share our experiences. As you've seen, we've done deals from even just $100,000 to $200,000, and we last year sold a property for $3.3 million in Paradise Valley. We're looking for all kinds of deals. So if you're in Arizona, if you're an aspiring real estate agent, up and coming agent, if you're a current active agent and you're killing it, we want to connect. So if there's any way that we can connect with you, if you want to send us your deals, we pay for everything cash, out of pocket, no lenders, and we do it in a very efficient manner. So if you want to connect with us, again, it's as simple as sending us a message on Instagram. We respond to all of our messages. And again, that is the first and second link in the description. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that I earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.